McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. Ooh. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. I participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy David with Black Wealth Renaissance, and I'm here today to tell you guys about Anchor. If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's the best place to make a podcast. Anchor is a free app that has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone. Anchor also distributes your podcast across all major platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. You can also make money on your podcast with Anchor with no minimum listenership. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're looking to get started on your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
You know the rules of the game. Yeah. You know the rules of the game. I don't care what color. Can you make me 100 million? Let's talk money. Can you make me that? If you can't make me that, I don't want to talk to you. You shouldn't even be at this table.
Hey, I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
Do 5 years of this and be a millionaire and go on do what I want to do, have kids, go live my chip and joy in the games like out here in Texas, or struggle for the next 10 years. The choice is yours.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Our goal of this podcast is to normalize black wealth and share helpful resources and tips we believe will be useful in attaining and maintaining generational wealth. Please feel free to rate and comment on our podcast. We would love to hear all feedback you have. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Your boy, David Bellard, 1/4 of the Black Wealth Renaissance, checking in with my co-hosts. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Jalen, another quarter of the Black Wealth Renaissance. Feeling great, feeling lovely. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of late on Saturday. Our schedules have been changed up, so it's been kind of interesting getting all this under wraps.
Process, getting set up and all that.
Yeah.
We had a few road bumps, but hey, we here.
Yeah, can't complain. What's up, my brother? How you doing over there, Kelly?
Doing good, man. Lovely Halloween afternoon, man. A little spooky out there, but it's cool.
Yeah, got a Halloween.
Exactly, man. And go trick-or-treating or something. But no, it's been cool, man. It's a lovely Saturday. I'm excited for this podcast.
Yeah, man, for sure. We got some gems in here for y'all today. We're going to be learning about really like branding, marketing, and just publicity. But before we get into today's podcast, y'all got to make sure to ask y'all, if you've been a fan, you've been supporting Black Wealth Renaissance for a while, make sure that you subscribe to us. If you're a new listener, subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening to, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It helps us grow the show, helps the algorithm know that people are engaging with this, and helps us share and grow. So make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe and like, leave a comment, rate,
review, anything. We really, really and truly appreciate it.
Yes, indeed.
I just want to let everybody know that we have a course coming out called Credit Fundamentals. It's a course just based on fixing up your credit. It's a course where you can learn how to fix your credit. If you don't know, or you're tired of having to pay somebody to fix your credit, or you're just wondering why your score goes up and down, you never know exactly what's going on, this is the course for you. It teaches you exactly how your credit is, what your score is based off of, and how you can fix it, and how you can get some additional bonuses to your credit to make it increase.
Yeah, y'all definitely tap in with that. Y'all be on the lookout for that pre-order.
For sure, yeah. So without further ado, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get into what I guess hop into introducing her. So this week, y'all, we have a special young lady, a very, very special guest, goes by the name Jeanne Ngang. Did I say that correct?
No, but it's fine. It's Jeanne Ngang.
Jeanne Ngang. Sorry, Jeanne. Jeanne Ngang. She's a publicist, the founder and CEO of Dope Media. She's a publicist. She got into the publicity game after realizing the need for a publicist herself. And she reached out to us and we had a conversation. It was like, hey, this is something we hadn't talked about. This is something important because people need to understand like how publicity works and how important it is in building a business. So we're very glad to have you on, Jan. How you doing?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm actually really great. Thank you for having me over here. I'm so excited about it.
Appreciate it so much. And the way we just going to start off is for anyone who's not familiar with you, can you just pretty much speak about how you got your start and how you became a publicist? What led to that?
Yes, that's a long story, but we got time. So I'm Jeanne Ngang. I'm actually 30 years old and I live in New York City. I started publicity because I actually realized that there was like a lack of diversity and I was getting too much struggle to actually get myself in media. You know, I used to own and I still own a tea company. That was my first big project, my little baby, you know, young entrepreneur. I have a lot of dreams and I want to get out there. So I put everything that I could into them. The tea, the product was amazing. It is an amazing product because, you know, not because it's mine. But now it was like, I have to be realistic. Like if you want people to know you, you know, you got to put some media, you know, you have to be out there. You have to be in magazine, in blogs, and not just in the little one, everywhere. So I wanted to be there. So I decided to invest into a couple of PR agency, you know, to get my product published. But and then I realized that no one could understand me. It was most of the time it was like they're going to put me into a Black 100 blogs or Black magazine. And I have nothing against it. I like it. But for me, it wasn't a tea made by Black people for Black people. It was a beverage made for, you know, tea lovers. And I was starting being frustrated, like, why you only direct me, you know, to my brother and sister? Because this is for everyone. You have to be inclusive over here. I'm not making a product for just, you know, for a certain people. It's for everyone. It was just for us. I felt like I was most of the time marginalized and most of the time targeted, put in a box. I hated that. So I decided to actually reach out directly to magazine because I was like, I want to be in Vogue magazine. I don't want to be only like in Ebony of Essence, which are amazing magazine, you know, for us. But at the end of the day, I want to be everywhere because, you know, as a team, my brand was for everyone. So I started reaching out to everyone. I started like, you know, to doing my own PR. I took some lessons. I learned online. I read a lot of blogs about it. You know, I reached out to people. I took advice from people who did it before. And, you know, I just decided and it worked really well. I ended up being in Vogue magazine, in Vanity Fair magazine, and others, big publication, you know. And everything started by itself and then I wanted to help all the small businesses because I realized that, you know, a lot of small business actually had the same issue. Like they want to get some PR. First of all, they don't have the budget because it was like 5,000, 6,000 or more, you know, and when you're a small business, you don't have that kind of money all the time. And, you know, even when you get the money, you're not sure about the results. And that's the issue. Like PR agency will literally tell you, yes, invest that, but we're not sure, like, you know, you're going to get like 6 or 10 magazine or you're even going to get published because we're going to pitch you. And that's it. And it's frustrating. Like, you're telling me I'm actually going to get everything that I have right now as money, and you do not even guarantee me any result, which was very frustrating. That's why I decided to open Dope Publicity because I think all the businesses, small businesses are dope and deserve to be seen, especially the one owned by Black people or women, you know. So this is how Dope Publicity was born.
Hey, I love it. I love the story because it's rooted in solutions. Like, you
exactly
saw the problem and you seen it for yourself. Like, you didn't just sit there though. Like, okay, you went and got PR because you were trying to grow your brand. Because one thing, you said a lot of major things in there. First off, like, you with that being marginalized, like them only allowing you to target our people, that is problematic in that because like
a big problem. Yeah,
we love saying like we want to support Black business and buy Black, but that doesn't mean we can only sell to Black people. Like, you can sell to anybody. Like,
exactly.
That's the whole point of making a product or a service. You make a great product or service so that you can sell to anyone. So I love that, like, you seen that they were trying to stop it and you just started your own. You like, well, first you went through the steps yourself. You went through the process yourself. And once you gained that knowledge, then you started your own and offered the service for others. So I do want to just kind of hop into it more now. Like, so what exactly is a publicist?
Well, I would say a publicist is someone who's gonna actually make the relation between you and any journalist, editor, publication who actually is actually more the public relations. So I'm going to take out the relation that you're supposed to have to grow your business. Sometimes it's more than just like media. It can be collaboration with another brand. It can be like collaboration with a retailer. Like you actually just going to make you public, in the eyes of people who need to see you, under the eyes of the right people. So a publicist is literally your best friend when you want to grow your business. It's the person that knows people you need to know and going to connect you with them.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theater.
So does anybody in business need a publicist, or just who would require a publicist? Anybody who's just trying to get their face out?
Well, I would say no. It really depends on the needs you have and the goal you want to achieve with the business. Not all the business are good for publicists, because like I said, sometimes it's wasting money. Some business can just be out there by themselves, because if you want to have a small community, but if you're trying to go big and really, go viral or public or reach out some certain like a specific target, and you don't know how, then you should actually hire a publicist who actually going to help you achieve your goal in a better way. But if some people just want to be local, and that's fine. And then, they may not need a publicist to be local, you know what I mean? But if you want to be national, or if you're really trying to go big, and then I would say, yeah, you have to make sure of what is your goal over here. Because like I said, publicity costs money. So if you're a small business and you're trying to go local, don't try to go with a publicist. You can do that by yourself. You can reach out to local journalists or newspaper or bloggers, it can work. But if you really have you want to go bigger, you actually trying to get your business into big publication, or you're trying to have some type of collaboration, then yes, you should call a publicist.
Okay, that's really what you got, Kelly?
I was just going to ask, whenever you hire a publicist, what are the kind of the returns that you may get from hiring someone to do the publicity for you, the public relations?
Well, if you hire a publicist, you should expect, first of all, to get some publication, to, have more press release, more publication for your business or yourself, meaning you should bring more awareness around you. It can be like more followers on your Instagram, more visit on your website, or more sales. You should get that type of result, because if you get published in magazine, and then the return should be people know more about. But I would say you should expect having more than one, because if you only get one publication or two, it's not worth it. Because, you have to really go into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 publication, or even 3, 4, 5 a month. So people get used to your brand. That's why we always say, don't hire a publicist for 1 month. You should go minimum of 3 months. So, the more people see you, the more they get familiar with you, the more they get used to you, and the more they can actually turn into a customer or a client. So 3 to 6 months, you should expect definitely have some type of difference between when you started and when you finish it.
Okay, so as a publicist, your main role is more so creating brand awareness, or do you also, as a publicist, help create that strategy to turn those new people into customers?
Yes, it's definitely both. What we do at Dope Publicity, we're actually going to start with the branding. We're going to study your branding and see how your brand look, because like I say, not all the brands are worth to be in the media. Sometimes I would advise, I don't want people to change who they are or change their branding, but I would advise you to change the branding, because sometimes you got bigger issue than, and that's why you're not getting the awareness that you need. Sometimes you don't need a publicist. You don't know that. You think you do, but you maybe need a better marketing, a better branding, So I will start by studying your branding. If you look good, if your brand look good, sometimes I will change the whole thing, rebranding, and then I will focus on the story. Do you have a newsworthy story? It's sad to say, but your story needs to be newsworthy. Right now we're talking about, election. We want to support Black businesses. We want to support, it's winter. Let's say it's winter, it doesn't have to be cultural or political, but it's winter. So if you're trying to sell a bathing suit right now, I would say, no, wait a little bit, or go or target maybe the Caribbean, a sunny place. But it's just depend. I would probably study your case, and then I would write a story. around your brand and your case. And we don't pitch most of the time. We're actually gonna select some bloggers and journalists that I know that they're probably just going to be interested to your story, because just pitching you sometimes is not worth it. We're gonna send it to like 100, 200 journalists and get no answers. It doesn't even make sense. Everyone is losing his time over here. So I reach out personally to like a couple of journalists, and then I pitch like in person, and then I send a press release. So I guarantee you're actually gonna get something out of it.
I like that strategy.
I like that too. I kind of want to go back to like, when did you know that you wanted to take this full time? When did you figure out, I really want to start Dope Publicity and really just start helping out people who are not getting out there? Like, was it a certain campaign you ran for yourself? You're like, you know what? I did really well with this. I think this is my calling.
Yeah, it was definitely when I ran my own campaign. And trust me, like, it wasn't easy because I didn't really know. But I started being very frustrated when I was running my campaign and see the lack of diversity in media. And I was like, why this is happening? How come? But by me pushing and, like really like pushing things and, just having my voice hurting over there, I was like, I want to do this for other people, because I heard like everyone was in my face. Everyone was actually in pain. All the small businesses. I have a lot of friends, who are entrepreneurs that sell like different type of product, candles, jam, they know foods, they sell clothes, but it's the same struggle. Like, you're gonna lose your time reaching out to 1,000 of journalists and not getting anything, because most of the time, they don't even look at your brand. If you don't have like a big name with that, or if you don't have the money for that, they don't even look at your brand. So the way I got actually into Vogue magazine, I literally erased them. Like, I call them, email them every day. Sometimes they're like, yeah, we get your email. I said, did you get my email? Yes, we got your email, Jeanne. We actually going to get back. No, you're not going to get back to me. Actually start like, oh, I'm actually over there next Monday. I can come to your office. It was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm at
the door.
Well, I live close to Condé Nast. I'm actually available on Monday. Is that on one of you available? And then the girl answered, say, what did you say? I was like, I'm coming. They were like, you don't need to come. Send back the product. I was like, yeah, I'm sending you the product. I was sending my product every Monday in the morning. It was like, oh, did you try my tea? I got to just like go thorough me. And then one girl reached me and she said, if we publish you, are you going to stop reaching out? I said, yes. If you publish me, I swear I'm going to stop reaching out. And she was like, you know what? I actually have like a lot of admiration for you. So let me get that article for you. I was like, yes, thank you. So it was literally harassment. Like, I'm not going to ask everyone to do that because, not always a good idea, but never give up. I didn't give up. I knew what I want. I wanted to be in Vogue. And I was like, no matter how, I'm going to get that. So then I wanted to do that for everyone else.
Hey, it pays to be persistent. If there's anything
it pays,
to learn from that story.
It pays. Yeah.
Jeanne, I'm sorry. I want to go back more into your strategy again, because you touched on it again.
Yeah.
And I really like it, because I think it's something that people should think about, like just with business in general, like how specific and targeted you saying what you're doing with these PR campaigns. So instead of just blast emailing people, correct, you're sending these things down to like specific niche type audiences, right? So like, how do you kind of identify these types of things? Like, how do you find these different bloggers for different niches for these different products?
Well, like I said, let's say you like in the food industry, you like, I don't know, model, like food industry, more easier. Then you want to be in magazine like Bon Appetit, right? Like Food Network, those type of magazine. You don't want to lose your time emailing everyone else, because this is your niche, this is your goal. So I'm actually going to go online if I don't already have the contact. Sometimes I already have the contact. And, when one journalist, because there is a lot of turnaround, everyone. I'm just going to ask someone, oh, I know you used to work there. Can you actually connect me with that people? Then I would do. But if not, like people really, you can just go online and find a contact. Once again, it's like you go maybe like on Bon Appetit, take like, if you're selling like tea like me, I'm going to go like and find like an article about tea, see who wrote the article, click on her name and find her on Twitter. You find all of them, Twitter, Instagram, and then same, email her, DM her, don't give up, comment under the picture, I actually DM you. I know you didn't see it yet, but I know you're gonna see it now. And so to me, that's it.
No, that's great though, because
Yeah,
once again, it speaks to that persistence. But I like how you also said, I'm going to find out who's doing the writing, because a lot of time, whenever people are trying to get marketing, they think, oh, I need to email the company.
No.
But like you said, once you figure out who's writing, hey,
exactly.
I got direct access to this person now.
Exactly. Why you want to reach out to the magazine when you can actually reach out directly to the journalist, the one who actually supposed to write your story? Reach out to her, talk to her, tell her, and then if she say no, it's fine, but ask her, why did you say no? What's wrong with my story? So you can actually get better, and then reach out again until the story get better. Because sometimes it's not actually aligned with what I'm writing right now. I was like, what are you writing right now? Tell me. I'm gonna make it worthy for you. That's it.
I like it. I like how you're not going for the no. You're just like, okay,
don't say no. Like, really, if there is something with me, I don't take no for answer. Don't even try that, because whenever you say no today, I'm like, okay, fine. But tomorrow you see me again. And then the next day again, until you say yes, because you get tired of me, right? So you want to say yes.
And the next day. Hey.
And the next day again. Until I get the yes.
I kind of want to go back to something else you talked about. And it was like the amount of times that a person needs to see your brand before they actually convert into a customer. And I just wanted to talk to that about anybody who's starting a business or going through some of these things. A lot of times we just run a campaign and think, hey, that I'm gonna just get a whole bunch of things flooding in. But can you kind of talk to like the psyche of what that goes into? Because I know there's a marketing term that you're supposed to have like 5 to 7 touches with a brand before they actually become a customer.
That's actually true. I would say the conversion is 10%. Meaning if you reach maybe 10 people, you know what? Only 1 person gonna buy your product. Not out of 10. That's it. Only 1 person gonna buy your product. So it just gives me like, you need to reach out a lot of people to actually start making something, because it's 10% the conversion. It's not actually, and for someone to really get like, the brain to really get it, it's definitely, I may need to see that brain 5 to 6 times before actually, oh, what is that? I see over here again, and over here again. And I see people talking about it. Then I'm going to get interested, but it doesn't mean I'm going to buy it right away. But then I'm going to see a review, comments, people posting about it. Then, just because I want to do like everyone else, let me try that. I've been seeing people buying that. So if I go in a store and I see your brand, because I already saw it online in magazine, in blogs, or on Instagram, then I'm probably going to go for your brand instead of other brand that I actually don't know about.
And that's interesting, because I like how you just talked about also being in different outlets too, because a lot of times we'll get stuck on, okay, I just want to promote on Instagram, or I just want to promote on Facebook or something like that. But you just said, if you start seeing it here, there, everywhere, it's now it's like, okay, this brand is following me. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. But it's actually not, right? But it's that just Instagram is not enough. It will probably gain you interest, but it will take more time for you to becoming a client or a customer. But like I say, if I see something on Instagram today, and then I go on Facebook and I see the same thing, and then let's say I go on Pinterest or Twitter and I keep saying the same thing, even I go outside and I see that again. Guess what? When I'm if I'm looking for, I don't know, shoes, and I see that brand again, when I'm going to try to buy some new shoes, the first thing that I'm going to do is to go for that brand, is to look for them, because having seen that for so long and so many times that, it just makes sense for me to buy that.
Having that brand awareness.
I kind of want to go into the strategy. So a lot of times with small businesses, especially Black small businesses, that we tend to intermingle the brand awareness versus selling the product. Can you go into how you strategize for a brand awareness campaign versus selling a product campaign?
Well, because it's definitely 2 different things. Bringing awareness around your product is just like you want people to know your product, meaning the strategy will be totally different. You're not going to tell that much more. You're going to try to tell a different story. You're going to try to bring more info. But when you want to sell a product, go straight to the point. This is the product. This is why you should buy it. This is the price, the quantity, period. go straight to the point when you want a customer. But if you want people to learn more, because at the end of the day, awareness is that learn more about the product, then, you're probably going to tell more about the story, focus more about the why, focus more about the how. But when you want to sell it, you focus about the price, the quantity, the quality, and period. So, I know what I'm buying right now. But if I'm trying to learn more, then I'm going to try to find out why and how. And for that, I would say you don't need to go on all the platforms to sell, because not all the platforms, are good to sell product. You're going to focus on the one, that, okay, my audience, my customer goes there. So I want to go there and advertise over there.
That's some major right there. That actually going where your target audience is, because we talking about a lot. How Jalen was saying, whenever you do the physical marketing, like all these different traction channels, you need to focus on the one that brings you the most. Exactly. Like you shouldn't disperse your areas. I'm trying to think about the name of the book that I read. It's actually called Traction. Yeah,
the book is called Traction.
Yeah, a book called Traction, and it's talking about the bullseye method when it comes to that type of thing when you're marketing, where it's like you don't want to focus all your efforts everywhere. You should really focus on the one that works the most, and then have your two ancillaries that you push. Exactly. That way, like you're not trying to spread your brand too thin.
Yes, exactly. You need to go where you're going to win. Don't lose your time trying to go everywhere. Sometimes everywhere is not good. So just concentrate and focus on who are your audience, who are your clients. Sometimes even if it's just 3 of them, it's worth it, because if the 3 of them buy your product, and then, it's all worth it.
And you spoke on audience. I think that's something huge, especially for businesses. And especially when you're starting out, is how do you determine what my target audience is?
Well, that's like a study. See who is actually interested in your brand. When you post something, see who's gonna like, who's gonna comment, see the type of people who actually brand, see with the competition first, check on them. What type of people buying are interested with their brand, so you can actually have a better idea of who can buy your product too. And then when you actually start doing the awareness around the product, see who is interested. And then, sometimes it will be more female, or it will be more male, young, older people, trying to really pay attention to who is actually interested to your brand. And then you can, you have a niche. You can like try to build something around it.
I think that's perfect, because a lot of times where a lot of businesses, they tend not to have a niche. They try to say, well, I'm selling everybody. I'm selling anybody. Yeah, everybody is my target audience. Well, it's really not. Absolutely, it's really a target sort of people that you should really be trying to focus on.
Yes, absolutely. Check the competition always. Check them out. Whenever they do, sometimes they do it right, sometimes they do it wrong, but you should take the lesson from that.
I like that.
So, Jan, I want to hop into marketing campaigns a little bit more. So, can you break down like what's some of the key components of like a good marketing campaign?
I would say a good marketing campaign is the one who actually tell the right story. That's so simple. Tell the right story. Sometimes it can be like just a word, 2 words, an image or something. But if you're telling the right story and gonna catch people's attention, you get it. Remember, like it's all about catching people's attention. It's all about it. So sometimes do you know the company Casper? The mattress one?
The mattress company, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the campaign on the subway in New York? Maybe you haven't, but they have like a major campaign on the subway in New York, and it was all about drawing. Nothing, not a word, or just drawing. That's it. And all the time it was like over here, and even want to check, because you know what, you want to learn more. What's they trying to say? I've been seeing that, but I don't know what is that. And I bought a mattress, a 2000 mattress, but I don't even want to buy it.
It worked though, huh?
It worked always.
Your mind, though. It speaks to you, like you said, them touches as we were talking about earlier. The more you get in their face, like you be top of mind.
Exactly. For real.
And I kind of want to go into what was it like with you working with your first client, and how was that different from working on your own campaign, and how did you kind of like learn from that?
It was complicated, and shout out to her because she was very patient with me. I I was just, I didn't know what exactly I was doing, to be honest, but I know that I could get her somewhere. So it just always heard, this is how I learned how to process. I learned kind of like everything, because doing something for you and doing it for someone else, it's so different. For you, it can be easy, but and then it's someone else's brand, someone else's story, someone else's vision. And you have to understand her first, because if you don't understand her, it's not going to work at all. So it was all about it. Like, she got a vision, and I was trying to take that vision and make it like a story and publish it. It was challenging, but I appreciate she was very patient, and I actually learned myself how to be patient and how to kind of understand and listen to people, listen to a brand. It's so important. First of all, listen, and then try to understand. When you understand what she wants, it's so much easier. So it was like struggling. I'm not gonna lie. It was struggling.
I'm glad you shared that though, because like that's real. Like the first time you do anything, like as a business owner, everybody want to be perfect from the start, and that's not how shit works. Like if you want to get better at something, you just got to go through those growing pains, those learning pains. It's good to share that story, because people will hear it now and like, oh man, you got the publicity, you know how to do all this. They see you as an expert, but every expert starts out as somebody who didn't know nothing.
Exactly. Yes. There is not on anything.
I'm kind of glad you said that. So if there was someone who was wanting to get into this realm, into this industry, what would it look like to say, okay, I want to become a publicist, and then I want to take this to the next level and start a firm?
I would say, make sure you have some good contacts, because if you don't have them, you're not going to be a publicist. I would say that's the major one. I would say educate yourself a little bit about media, about, public relation, just to make sure like you can like it, because not everyone like it. They think like they want, but when you're in, it's a different, it's a different story. And make sure that you have some contact. So whenever you want to start by building your network first, because if you don't have contact, like I say, I don't pitch to random journalists. I pitch to people that I know, people that I already met. Meaning, if I pitch you, if I tell a story, they're actually going to publish you, for sure.
You're not shooting in the dark. You trying to get that 100% shot. Yeah.
But it also speaks to just like your network being your net worth. Like, once you know a certain people, are like, once you know who contact, it's all that. So I'm glad you said that, because I just wanted to ask you that, because I know it's not for the people who's an introvert. This is more so, like you said in the beginning, this is really public relations. And you have to be a person who's able to speak to someone, but also communicate really well, and just really
someone who knows communication, definitely.
And how do you foster those relationships? How do you go about saying, okay, this is how we're going to build a good relationship, if anybody was interested in figuring that out?
Well, how I build a relationship with the journalist, well, if I know them and then I got introduced, sometimes you need, like, I would say, the guarantee. So it's like someone introduced me to someone, and then to keep that relationship, I don't know, I'm going to send you flowers. I'm going to pay attention to what you're doing. If you publish something good, I will say, hey, congratulations. I'm going to comment on what you're doing. I'm just going to keep the relationship going. I'm going to encourage you and support you with everything that you do. So, I'm sure like next time, if I do something or if I need to be supported, you're going to do the same. And most of the time, the way I need to be supported, it's by you publishing one of my clients. So.
And I just want to speak more to communication, just with that, like, cause I mean, that's that makes so much sense, but I'm thinking about communication from a different aspect with the brand story. So with brand stories, what are some like elements, some key elements that go into making a brand story?
It's the human part of the brand or of the story. When you write a story, you want to make sure like there is a human part in it, like it's made by real people. And for that, tell the story of the person. It's depend on the writer that you have. If you have a good writer, and then you're going to write a good story about your brand. But most of the time, we'll say put some humanity in that.
Just so it's more relatable and really able to catch people, and people are like, oh, I've been through
Yeah,
this
me too.
situation or something like
Exactly.
that.
People can identify themselves to that.
I got
Like,
you.
yeah, me too. Like, it happened to me too, or I definitely feel you, or I feel that.
And I got a follow-up question for you.
Okay.
What separates Dope Publicity from all other PR firms?
Well, I will say at Dope Publicity, we trying to help. We're trying to give a voice to the voiceless. We're trying to put out there people who have no ideas it can be out there. It's not just about, we're not just trying to get clients. We're trying to build a community. We're trying to build real relationship with real people because we've been through what they're actually going through right now. That's why we mostly work with small businesses because we are a small business. And like I said, I used to run a small tea business. So I actually know, when you're going to hire me or you're going to become a client, I know exactly what you're going through, all the stage of them, all of them. Like whenever you're going to tell me, I'm definitely going to understand what you're going through. And I would be able, to write the story the way you want it to be written.
I like that. I like that you're coming at it from a place of understanding and really trying to get to know that client. Because I know a lot of times, sometimes there's PR firms where they'll just be like, hey, answer these few questions for me and I'll do a write-up on you.
Yeah, no. I spend time with my client. Like we're going to sit down. We're going to, have a drink together. I spend a lot of time with them. I want to know everything about them. It's not about a question, a standard question I know. But no, it's about who you are. What do you really want? What do you expect from me? And I'm actually able to tell you, yes, I can get you there, or no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to. Because sometimes I have to say no.
And that's a good topic to go into because there's a lot of times, especially being new in business, sometimes we just want a client. We just want to get a deal done. But you have to know who you can work with and who you can't work with. So what
this is the best way to ruin your reputation. Don't just take the money. If you know you cannot get the job done, don't take the money. And then you're becoming the bad publicist, the one who took the money and didn't get anything. So no, if I think like, the case is not worthy for me, or I'm not going I don't have the contact, or, I'm not going to be able to achieve your goal, I will say no. I'm probably going to recommend you to another PR firm. I have no issue with that. But at least that, I was honest with you. Yes, you're an amazing brand, but I'm not able to get you there.
I like that. And I want to speak to it from another aspect of if I am a business and I'm looking to ramp up and I want to hire a PR firm, do I hire my staff and fulfill the staff first or before hiring the PR firm to get more clients, or do I do it the opposite way?
I would say go ahead with your staff first. When you have a strong team that support you, it will be better, to grow your business, because the PR mostly is going to take you a lot of, especially if they don't understand you, But if you have a staff behind you who can support you, who can actually help you to tell the story, I would say probably be better. Like the PR firm, remember, they're not your staff, and some of them, they don't really care about whatever you're going through. But your staff, you're going through something with them. You're building the story, the company, the brand together. But a PR firm is a PR firm. They have their own staff and they have their own, their own thing. So I would say go first with the staff.
Build a team, then expand.
Yeah,
that's the blueprint. Build it yourself, build the team, then expand.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, and I have one more question.
Okay.
For anyone who's looking just to kind of get out in front of more brands, but not really on a PR level, what are some tips for people to get in front of a larger crowd so they can start getting ready to get in front of that PR firm?
I will say use social media. Like, today is the best tool that you can use to get into anything that you want. Use social media, but use the right one. It's depend on whenever brand you're looking for. I would say Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, nowadays, Snapchat. Use social media. That's the best tool that you can do.
Is there anyone that you prefer over the other one?
I personally love right now TikTok because you can demonstrate things. You can actually talk to people in a funny way, in a different way. And whenever I see on TikTok, it stay over here. The song you're gonna hear over there, the dance you're gonna hear, anything that you're gonna see on TikTok, you're gonna stay in your brain. So right now, I used to love Instagram, but right now I really love TikTok.
Are you using the Instagram Reels? How you feel about those?
I haven't used that one yet, so I feel like those are just TikTok.
Instagram taking TikTok. And
Yes.
It's interesting how they doing it because it's like
yes,
if
that's
you
just TikTok.
they really pushing it on people right now too because like they trying to take TikTok over.
Competition, competition is hard. You have to make it out. So yeah, but it's literally TikTok, so I don't see no difference. So yeah.
Well, y'all got anything else, fellas?
So Jeanne, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pivot to the last segment of the show. We're gonna hop into what's on your timeline. So we want to ask you, what's something that you saw on social media that you just want to speak on? It could be anything, something that stood out to you.
Okay. The last thing that I saw on social media that I would like to speak about, it's not something funny, but unfortunately, I saw that there was another Black man who was killed in Philadelphia by the police in front of his mother, and I saw there was protest again over there, and it just made me sad. Like, how many of them gonna go again? When this is gonna end, when the change is gonna come, like what can we do? I just like started asking myself a lot of questions. I'm like, nowadays, how even like a police can do that, knowing what's going on right now? Like, there is no lesson or progress or something? So that's something that kind of like break my heart this week that I saw, and I'm not sure like there is much to say, but it's just something that I saw on social media, and I'm like, yeah, it makes me sad.
It's
heartbreaking.
Like you said, it's crazy. Like you think it was when is change gonna come? Because like that situation right there, it hit me too. Because I used to work on the ambulance, and the family was saying they called the ambulance. They was calling for an ambulance, not
because
for
he was mentally.
And I've dealt with people like that before. There's some people that like they have actual mental issues and they're going through things, and like they may lash out at people and act violently. And I'm not defending somebody like running around with a knife threatening to stab you or something like that, but I'm just saying the action level being taken in the way that the police come when they're supposed to fix a situation and make the shit 10 times worse. Like, when is that going to change? When are we gonna actually, as Black people, get a chance to have peace whenever the police are actually around?
That was my same question. And I'm not sure about if this is going to happen one day or how hard we're going to have to fight against that again, but I guess we just have to keep fighting and have our whole voice and and protect our Black men. I will say that like that.
I know one thing we certainly behind is getting our people to get behind these political action committees. That's something we talked about in the last podcast with Donahue. Just like one thing that we don't take advantage of that a lot of these people do is they have people in Washington, they have lobbyists. I don't think our community we don't have a political interest. We don't have a political.
Yes, it's true.
Anything that we can fund to sit there in Washington and call up the policymakers and be like making sure that we're accounted for.
Unfortunately, I don't think I agree with that.
Yeah, we definitely got to get on board with that. And whenever people are putting their necks on the line, we shouldn't criticize. Like whenever they're trying to come up with a plan, same thing. Like whenever some of these leaders, they have a plan, and then a lot of times us as Black people will be like, well, who appointed you? But at the same time, what are your actions that you're taking to change this? At least they came up with a solution. I can't be mad at someone for coming up with a solution.
Trying to work forward.
Yeah, and we're just sitting here being upset about it. We need to be having solutions and figuring out ways for us to move forward.
Yes, absolutely. It's true.
Well, Jen, I just want to say thank you again for coming on the podcast, on the Black Wealth Renaissance podcast. But before you go, please let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, if they're looking for a publicist, how they can work with you, anything like that.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for having me. This was an amazing conversation. You can find me on our website, dopepublicity.com, or Instagram, dopepublicity, Twitter. And if you need to reach out by email, DM us though, it's better. But you can email us to hello@dopepublicity.com. If you have any question or I can give any advice to anyone, don't hesitate to DM us. We always answer to, any interest. Thank you so much again for having me. It was amazing.
Hey,
no problem.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
so much for coming on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all take that action, learn something, just try to get your brand in front of some people. And if you need help, y'all get at our girl. I know we're gonna have to talk to you about some things, Jen. Don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about that after this. Before we wrap this thing up, we're gonna hop into a couple of house cleaning items. As always, everybody, thank y'all for listening to the podcast every week. We appreciate y'all, all the love y'all showing. Want to give a couple shout outs to some people in the community. Somebody this week, they DM'd us Mika. Let me go look what her Instagram name was.
Yeah. Get my sis right.
I'm gonna get it right. Her name Mika. She was telling me about her purchasing her first rental property. Our podcast inspired her to purchase her first rental property. Some of the things that she done learned on here really just made it realistic for her and helped her move forward. So I want to say congratulations to her. Mika, what's up?
Congratulations, sis.
Configurer_9. Y'all ain't gonna be able to spell it. I ain't spelling it out. I ain't gonna lie. But,
why you not gonna spell it out, man?
Hey, man, look. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do it. All right. Look, CONFIGURAKA_9.
I got you, Mika. See, I had to let them know.
Hey, well, yeah, shout out to her. She out here. She moving, shaking. We love seeing the people in our community do stuff like that. Y'all make sure y'all continue to keep us tapped in with everything y'all got going on. Black Wealth Renaissance is a family.
Yeah. And I also want to give a shout out to Rena for giving us a review on the podcast. We want to say thank you. She says, I find these outlets to be very educational and teach a lot of things we never heard in school. Much love. Rena from Small Victories and Side Notes Podcast. Shout out to you. Thank you for leaving the review. We appreciate everybody who keep on leaving us reviews and leaving us any type of ratings. Y'all, just want to say thank y'all. Y'all keep on sharing with your family and friends and getting us out in front of anybody. And once again, if there's any topic you want to hear us talk about, if there's any suggestions that you have for us with our show that you think might make it a little bit better, let us know. We're open to all of these suggestions, and we're doing a lot of this for you, the listener, to make it your life better. So let us know and reach out to us.
All right.
Kelly, you got something?
I just want to say, please, again, thank you for subscribing to the podcast. Please, thank you for listening to the podcast. But I also want to mention again, the credit course we have coming out very, very soon. Please click the link in the bio or in the description to sign up to be notified when the course drops. You'll also get a free guide to finding your credit score, along with your FICO and Vantage score cheat sheets. So please click the link in the bio or the description and grab those free cheat sheets.
Yeah, y'all definitely tune in and tap into that.
Yeah, for sure. Credit
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. So with that said, y'all, this is Black Wealth Renaissance signing out.
Peace.
Bye.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. Ooh. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.